Let's talk about how to pre-qualify for a loan with a soft credit pull. See, the thing is, if you are trying to get a personal loan, you have a lot of ways, right? You can just go to a website, to a lender's website, and apply directly. So if you apply directly, you get a hard pull, and that really will affect your credit score. But if you do a soft pull, you have the possibility to actually choose the type of options that you can go for, right? And nowadays, a lot of online lenders, especially, will give you the option to pre-qualify for a loan. Now, traditional lenders, such as banks and credit unions, some of them also have on their website or even through their apps the option to actually pre-qualify. So pre-qualification is really important because it allows you to really see the possibilities that you have. Like if you apply for a loan, let's say you want to apply for a $50,000 loan, right? If you go through the pre-qualification process, you can really see whether or not you can qualify for such an amount. And the pre-qualification process will let you know, like, okay, you can really qualify for 50K or 30K or 25K or just be outright denied, right? So that way you can really weigh your options. You can say, listen, I think I want to apply 6 months from now because my FICO score is a little low right now. So I'm trying to really, restructure things on my end, make sure that I have a better grip on my budget, a better grip on my expenses before I apply. Okay. So pre-qualification actually is cool because it's a win-win solution for both lenders and borrowers like you and me because lenders are able to preview your eligibility. Okay. And they can also give you options. The cool thing is that when you pre-qualify, you sometimes you have more than one option. So a lender might pre-qualify you and say, listen, we'll give you a 25K. Like if I was going back to the 50K example that I took a little earlier, lenders might say, listen, we'll give you 25K at this APR. We'll give you 30K at this APR. We'll give you a 45K at this APR. So you have different levels of choices. And of course, when you have APR, you also have the maturity date. So it can be a 30% APR at 36 months, 24% APR at 4 years, that kind of stuff. So this year, let's talk about how to pre-qualify for a personal loan with a soft credit pool. So the first thing you want to do, and I'm just going to give you the steps for you to follow. The thing is that no matter what, even if you think pre-qualification doesn't affect, it's always important to always check your credit score. And again, I'm not talking about just check one credit score. You have to check multiple credit scores. What I'm trying to say here is that you want to really contact TransUnion. You want to contact Equifax. You want to contact Experian. The thing is that you want to really contact all three of them, or at least it's just better to use the web. You can use a website such as annualcreditreport.com. This is a website that really aggregates credit score data. So you have in one spot, you have data from all the three credit bureaus. And the cool thing is that you have by law the right to get your free credit scores once a year. Okay, and or anytime you are denied for a personal loan, you have the possibility to check your credit score for free. Okay, so I really encourage you to check your credit score as often as possible. So basically, you can actually, and you also have some third-party services that allow you to check your credit score for free, like a lot of credit card providers such as Capital One and Discover allow you to check your credit score without being a card holder, without being a client. Okay, so it's free. The service is free. At least you have a clear idea about where you stand in terms of FICO score. So you're not really surprised when you apply for a loan to realize that you are denied. Okay, so that's kind of cool. And one thing you need to understand here is that credit scoring criteria vary by lender. Like what Chase is asking for might be different from what Navy Fed is asking for, or what Citibank is asking for, or other lenders like One Main Financial. You have a lot of lenders with different risk levels, and that's why you have different criteria. So check your credit score at all three credit bureaus and make sure there is no discrepancy. Because if there is a discrepancy, you know there is a problem. You know there is an issue. You know there's an error, and it's up to you now to identify the error and fix it, or at least have the credit bureaus initiate the process that will fix it over time. And you want to fix it before you apply for a loan, by the way. So, if you want to pre qualify for a personal loan with a soft credit pull, after checking your credit scores, you want to research lenders. The thing is that whether you are, let's say, searching for a personal loan or a business loan, nowadays in this economy, you have a variety of lenders. I mean, back in the days, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, before the advent of the internet, you only had banks and credit unions that were actually occupying the lender space. Nowadays, thank God, you have a variety, you have a bevy of lenders that are actually serving customers, but also business owners. Okay, so you want to research lenders. The reason why you want to research lenders is that, like I said a little earlier, their requirements vary. So you can have a lender like if you have One Main Financial, which is One Main Financial is an alternative lender. Their requirements are totally different from the requirements from a traditional bank such as Truist or PNC, for instance. Their requirements are different from the requirements of an online lender such as Upstart or Upgrade or Best Egg. Okay, so you have a variety of requirements. And when I say requirements, I'm talking about things like how much money you should be making, like what your income should be for you to apply for a loan, what your FICO score should be, and in return, the kind of conditions they're giving you in terms of rates, terms, okay, and also the funding timelines. And you just have to understand when you actually are researching lenders, you have to always know what your priority is, right? Is your priority to get funded fast? If your priority is to get funded fast, just go with online lenders and alternative lenders. If your priority is to get funded cheaply, cost effectively, let me just say it this way, cost effectively, then you want to go to traditional banks. You want to reach out to your bank, the bank where you have your current account, your checking account, right? So, or you can go to a credit union. So it depends, like at the end of the day, everything depends on the kind of priority you have, okay? And one thing you need to understand here is that you want to really research lenders so that in the end you can see which one has the best conditions, but also has the possibility for you to pre-qualify for the loan. So if you want to pre-qualify for a personal loan this year with a soft credit pull, you need to go through the pre-qualification forms. Now, when I say pre-qualification, I mean it like it has to be written clearly and like clearly and simply pre-qualification. Sometimes when you go to websites, to a lender website, they tell you pre-qualify or check your rate now or no hard pull. Like they have to specify it. Okay, there shouldn't be any confusion as to what will happen before you start the application process. Okay, if you don't see anything that really alludes to pre-qualification, if you don't see anything that really talks about checking your rate, if you don't see any indication that this is not a pre-qualification or a soft pull process, don't do it. Okay, because by law, lenders have to notify you before checking your credit score, because checking somebody's credit score actually triggers some consequences, especially when it comes to lowering the FICO score. So lenders have an obligation, okay, have a legal obligation to really notify you before checking your credit score, and all lenders do that. Okay, same thing for credit card providers. Anytime you have a credit product being initiated upon, they will have to really they have to notify the consumer so that the consumer can give his or her consent before a lender can check their credit score. So when you think about submitting pre-qualification form, just remember that you can submit those forms online or actually via the app. So if the lender has an app, has a mobile app, you have the possibility also to submit your pre-qualification form that way. Now, some lenders, and I've seen this in the last 5 years, started accepting pre-qualification application over the phone. So you call customer service, right? And then you say, listen, I want to see if I can pre-qualify for this loan. And the rep will take your data. Okay. They'll ask you like very basic data, like your name, first name, last name. They don't need your social. At this point, they don't need your social, because once you have a rep or a website asking you for your social, that's a red flag, because during the pre-qualification process, no social is needed. Your name, yes, your first name, last name, your address, your zip, all those things are needed, but not your social. When somebody asks for your social, you know they're gonna check, they're gonna do a hard pull on you. So now, if you are trying to pre-qualify for a personal loan with a soft credit pool, you want to compare offers. Now, when I say you have to compare offers, you have different ways of comparing offers. Let me give you to simplify a very complex process. I'll just say that you do have two main two main offers. Okay, the first offer is you get different offers from the same lender. Let's say you went to PenFed, the credit union. You went to their website and you wanted to pre-qualify for a $50,000 loan. That's the maximum they actually can give you at PenFed. So when you go to PenFed and you actually pre-qualify through their soft pull process, what will happen here is that in the end, they might give you 3 or 4 or 5 offers. And those offers are from the same lender, PenFed. Okay. So like I said a little earlier, basically they might give you 10,000. They might offer you 10,000 at this rate, payable over a certain number of months. They might offer you 20 grand at this APR, payable over a certain number of months, and so on and so forth. Okay. And the cool thing is that when you get several offers from the same lender, that gives you options, but at least you know this lender is interested in you. This lender is interested in your business. This lender thinks that your profile is actually acceptable based on their underwriting criteria. So that's the first option, getting several offers from the same lender. The second option is getting several offers from several lenders. This happens when you go to online loan marketplaces. So like if you go to a site such as E438, for instance, when you apply for a loan, or even Lending Tree or Lending Club. So when you go to a site like this and you go through their pre-qualification process, you will get offers from several lenders, and those offers are usually single offers from several lenders. Like you might get offers from PenFed, offers from Citibank, offers from Upstart, offers from Upgrade, offers from Best Egg, offers from One Main Financial, and so on and so forth. Okay, so you have the possibility in both cases, in both options, you have the possibility to compare offers, even though the comparison process is not the same. So those are that's the step by step for you to follow if you want to pre-qualify for a personal loan this year, right? So now let me give you a few extras here. What should you do if you can't qualify for a loan? I mean, this happens. I mean, you've tried everything. You've beefed up your credit score. You've made sure that you reduce your expenses. You've actually now you're working 2 jobs to increase your income. Bottom line is you want to increase your DTI. You want your DTI ratio. You want to not increase. You want to lower your DTI ratio. You want to lower your coverage rate, for instance. Okay, your credit utilization ratio, your CUR. But you've done everything. But again, the lender is denying you. Okay, what you want to do is you want to dispute. Inaccuracies. Go back to your FICO score. Go back to your FICO reports. Go back to your TransUnion, to your Equifax, and Experian sort of credit scores, and see if there is anything inaccurate. If there is incorrect data, then you just want to make sure that you dispute those inaccuracies. Okay, dispute information. It takes about 30 days for everything to clear up, but you have the possibility to do that even faster. Okay. And you want to also work on, besides disputing inaccuracies, you want to work on improving your credit score. Okay. A credit score is a working process. A credit score is a dynamic thing, it's an agile thing. So if for any reason your credit score is at 500 now or 600, you always have the possibility to keep pushing it until it goes all the way to 800 or even 850. Okay. You also want to pay down debt. So when I said a little earlier, I said, well, you want to reduce your DTI ratio. Paying down debt can really help you. Can help you lower your DTI ratio or lower your CUR. By the way, DTI, that's debt to income ratio. Okay. And you can also apply with a cosigner. So if you are mulling over the your options for approval, if you have a strong cosigner, if you have a cosigner that has, let's say, a strong credit score, use them. I mean, use them. Use have a partnership with them and ask them if they can apply for you. Of course, being a cosigner on a loan has some consequences, and that scares a lot of folks unless they trust you. Okay, so it's a conversation you need to have. And but when you talk to the your potential cosigner, explain to him or her what you're asking and what the consequences could be. So if you want to pre-qualify for a personal loan with a soft credit pool, sometimes you hear the term pre-approval, right? So when you hear pre-qualification or pre-approval, what's really the difference? The thing is that there are slight differences. Okay, basically, when you think about pre-approval, this is actually like, let me first start with pre-qualification. So pre-qualification is an informal process that doesn't require a deep dive into your finances. Okay, when you apply for pre-qualification, the lenders make a decision based on the info you provide and a soft credit pool. So there is an algorithm that actually checks everything and gives you a generic answer. So lenders at that stage don't verify the details you include on the pre-qualification form. They take your word that the information is actually correct. So that's for pre-qualification. So this is an informal process. Now, pre-approval is a more formal process that includes a closer look at your finances. So when you apply, let's say for a pre-approval, the lender confirms the information you provide before making a decision, right? And a pre-approval may also require a hard credit check, which usually temporarily decreases your credit score by a few points. So normally when you hear the term pre-approval, you usually hear it in relation to mortgages and car loans, among others, right? Those are collateralized loans. But if you have pre-qualification, you usually might be talking about a small unsecured loan or a credit card. So one thing you want to do here is that once you actually have a loan pre-qualification, you want to make sure that you submit a loan application properly. Okay, review the loan offer because once they approve you, they'll send you some loan agreements to read and to get comfortable with their conditions and all that kind of stuff. And just make sure that you set up autopay. So once you get the funds, set up autopay. So money is coming out of your account every month and you're paying the lender without you doing it manually. Because if you have to risk doing it manually, you might actually forget some months to actually send the payments. So just set it up automatically and just have it run in the background. So as a coda into this conversation, I spoke to you about how to pre-qualify for a personal loan with a soft credit pool. This year, I give you the overview, the steps, the extras, and now the coda. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.